So I just called the judge's chambers and talked to the bailiff and introduced myself because I remember Judge Kelly very well. One day she attended, she took over and handled the restraining order hearing that was being held against me. But she was so nice, and she knows I was railroaded by Commissioner Sarnoff, who never applied for a restraining order until after he beat me up in public, and the police charged him with attacking me, and they called me the victim. All I'd ever done was make YouTube protest videos insulting him, saying that he was a crook and a bad person, and written emails to his office at City Hall. So how is that harassment? He's a public figure. You're allowed to grieve government figures. No, I'm not grieving Miss Solano, but here she applied for a restraining order against me even before my lover died, even before we had a little falling out at the 2 days before Ernie died. Yeah, and I've been assigned to Judge Kelly, who will remember me because I am in my way, a high-profile person, and she knows I'm a nice person, and she so nicely denied this petition. Now we'll do a Zoom meeting, and Roxana will give her side and say whatever she wants to say, and I'll say what I want to say, and I think I'll get a fair treatment because if if Judge Kelly grants this and gives Roxana a restraining order, I'll be instantly evicted from my home of 38 years. Roxana's lived here for 5 years, 6 years. I've lived here for 38 years. I first came here 41 years ago, and I was promised that I would inherit this home from my lover. We married in April 1st, 1983, and that was exactly what he said. Reed, will you marry me? And I said, okay. Even though we had a 23-year age difference, I loved Ernie. We had so much in common, and we didn't have a sexual relationship at all. We had a buddy relationship, and we lived together. There was hardly a night that I didn't spend here at home. I traveled a couple of times. I did business trips, and then for 5 years I was in Dade County Jail. And Ernie and I stayed in touch, and he sent me money. And then when I was released, I came here to live at my home again with him. And by this time, Ernie's living in the pool house cottage, in the next room, and I lived in this room. I live in this zero gravity chair because of my bad back, and I'm a piano tuner, and I'm 67 years old in a couple days, and I still work as a concert piano technician. I'm a very good technician, but if if Roxana gets her way, I don't know. I'm hurt because this is a terrible way to get rid of me, to call me a stalker, and force my eviction. And all she has to do is call and have police come out here and make a civil complaint, and I could be arrested and violated and put in jail because I'm on probation. I'm on misdemeanor probation for another 2 years, all for calling City Hall to ask for the arrest of the man who beat me up. That was my crime. Well, I'll tell you what, life is not fair, is it? But I'm not a bad person, and I'm not angry. I'm sad. I'm grieving because I miss my Ernie. He died 4 days ago now, and I still break down and cry because he's not in the next room. I can't get up and go talk to him. I can't call him on the phone and ask him questions and talk about people we knew in the past. But look at my life. We had a great collection of Edison phonographs. There's a portrait of Edison. And you see Earl Wild in that record album? That's my former friend. I mean, that was 40 years ago. I was the piano tuner technician for that series of albums. I really am a world-class piano technician. And look, there's a picture of me as a young man that was painted by Joey. He was a Mariel refugee, and he had never painted a picture in his life, but he loved me. We had a physical and emotional relationship, even though he couldn't speak any English and I couldn't speak any Spanish. And he got that artist board and some acrylic paints, and he painted that picture. And he had never painted a picture before, and he never painted a picture afterwards. So there's a lot of interesting things in everybody's life, I think, and I like to share. I like to document and talk about my strange life. I'm not a stalker, and I'm completely harmless, and I like people. Thank you for listening.